Hello again and welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial is for a baby beanie hat. These I've done in the same shades as the baby cardigan on a previous video. I'm using a double knit yarn with a 5mm hook. I used a 4.5mm for the cardigan, but I do think that the hats need to have a little bit of a stretch to go on the baby's head. So it's quite a simple hat and it should take around about 15 to 20 minutes to complete. I'm going to start with a chain of 4. Just get the yarn. So we're going to slip knot excuse me, slip knot onto the hook and chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to join into the first chain like so with a slip stitch, and that's going to create the little ring that we're going to work into. So into this ring we need to work 12 double crochets. The first double crochet, as always, will be a 3 chain, so that there counts as the first stitch. Then yarn over into the circle, pick up a loop, pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over into the circle, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So we do that until we've got 12 stitches into this circle. That's number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you'll notice that I'm working over the tail of the yarn as well, so that it keeps it nice and neat. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Just remove the ball band there as it's getting in the way. So once we've got round to the beginning stitch, we've got 12 stitches all together. We're going to join with a slip stitch into the top of the 3 chain. Again, I'm going to work over the tail of the yarn. So the second row we're going to work 2 stitches into each of the 12 stitches, making 24. So chain 3 to start, that's the first stitch, and then into the same place we're going to work another double. Into the next stitch we're going to work 2 doubles, 1 and 2. We do the same all the way around, working 2 doubles into each stitch to give 24 stitches. This hat will fit a newborn baby, and possibly up to 1 to 2 months. I have got a video on the channel for a premature baby hat, which is smaller than this one. But this is definitely a newborn size. When we get a little bit further on, I'll explain how you can make it bigger if you want to make it for a 3-month size or a 6-month size. And it's always a good idea to just count the stitches before you fasten off. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24. And again we're going to just slip stitch into that first 3 chain to fasten off. The third row we're going to start again with a 3 chain. We're not going to work another stitch into that same stitch. We're going to go straight into the next one and work 2 doubles into the second stitch, and then we're going to do 1 double into the next, 2 into the next. So we're working an increase every alternate stitch. So it's 1 double, and then into the next stitch we're going to do 2, 1 and then 2, 1 and then 2, and carry on all the way around working exactly the same. One excuse me, and then 2, 1 and 2, oops, just go back one, I forgot to do 2 into that stitch. So on this round we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 and 36, and then again join with a slip stitch into that first stitch. So you can see that the crown of the hat is getting bigger on each row. At this point, if you want the hat to be bigger, you can do another row where you would increase in every third. So you would do 2 stitches without an increase, so 1 into the first, 1 into the next, and then do 2 into the third, 1 in each of the next 2, and then 2 into the third, and that will give you an extra row of the crown, which is going to be a little bit bigger. If you want to go bigger still, the following row you would do a double into the first 3 and then 2 into the fourth, 1 each into the next 3 and then 2 in the fourth, and so on. And then you would start on the working 1 stitch in each row for the hat to come down. So on this particular hat we're just now going to increase on every 5th row, sorry, on every 5th stitch. So we're going to start with the 3 chain again and then work 1, 2 and 3. So we've worked 4 stitches in total, and then work 2 doubles into the next stitch, and then 1 stitch in each of the next 4, and then 2 into the next. I've got 2 in the next one. One in each of the next 4. So if you want to carry on working around, working 1 stitch in the 4 stitches followed by 2 into the 5th until you get back round to this other side and join again with a slip stitch. And at the end of this row we'll have 42 stitches. Again, we just join with a slip stitch into that first stitch. So there we've got the crown complete for the hat. The next rows now are going to just be 1 double into each and every stitch. So each row will start with 3 chain and then just 1 double into each stitch without any increase at all. And this will cause the hat to cup into the hat shape. As you can see there, it already starts to cup. So carry on working 1 stitch in each stitch all the way around, and we're going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to work 9 rows all together. So we've already done 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on to the 5th. We're going to do another 4 after this row, and I'll see you when you get to that point. I've now got to the end of the 9th row. You want to just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The next row I'm going to work into each stitch again, but we're going to work a back post double into each stitch. Again, we start with a 3 chain. Then if you're not familiar with the back post double, it's yarn over, and then we go from the back through the space, go in front of the stitch and pick up the loop, pull it back through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So yarn over into the space between the stitches, in front of the stitch, pick up the loop, pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So yarn over into the space, across the front of the stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2 and yarn over through 2. We're going to do that all the way around, and it creates this band that you can see here that just gives the hat a little bit of a different feature. So if you want to just carry on working the back post double all the way around into each stitch, yarn over into the space in front of the stitch, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. We're just going to work that same stitch all the way around each of the doubles from the previous row. So if you want to carry on working exactly the same way, I'll meet you when we come back to the other side. When we get round to the end, again we're going to just slip stitch into that first 3 chain. Now at this point you can make a different finish to your hat. If you want it to just do a row of half doubles around to finish off, or you could do like I did on this one. I just did a row of shells, but because this hat is going to go with the shell stitch cardigan that I made, you can find the video for this on my channel as well. I'm going to do a row of shells. The first row we're going to work 3 chain. That's going to count as the first stitch of the shell. So in the same stitch I'm going to work another double, followed by a chain 1 and then 2 more doubles into that same stitch. That creates the first shell. I'm now going to skip 2 stitches, which is this one and this one here, and I'm going to work a shell into the 3rd stitch. So it's 2 doubles, 1 chain and 2 doubles into that same stitch, and then skip 2 stitches and work a shell into the 3rd. We're just going to do that all the way around the hat, working a shell, skip 2 stitches and work a shell, and I'll meet you when we get to the end. Round to the final shell, you'll find that you've got 2 stitches spare. We're going to skip those 2 stitches as we have between the other shells and just join into that first 3 chain with a slip stitch. Going to snip off the yarn, pull through to fasten off. So there we've got a little beanie hat that matches perfectly with the little cardigan that you'll find on my channel. So little hat with double crochet on the hat, the row of the back post doubles, and then a row of shells to match the row of shells on the little coat. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you found it useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.